So students, let us study regarding the block cipher mode. This is the beginning of the third unit. In third unit, we'll study regarding the block cipher. What are the block ciphers and modes of block ciphers there. So before we go to the block cipher technique, whatever the techniques we have studied earlier, they are all regarded as the stream ciphers. Stream cipher, first of all, for any given what you have already done is that for any given plain text, you have first of all converted them into its index number, into its index value. You have simultaneously convert them into the index value, and then from the index value you again converted to the binary numbers. Here means this is another method. What we have mathematically done is up to here. Up to here we have done from this index value you perform the mode operations, you perform the various operations or transformations, and then you derive the ciphertext. So another way is that whatever the values you have converted from that particular index value, you can convert them into the binary numbers here. Okay, binary numbers means the combinations of ones and zero. For 0 it is 0 only, for 1 it is 1, for 2 it is 1 0, and for 3 it is 1 1. So you can convert them into the binary numbers, and then from that given binary numbers you can perform again the operations here. You can perform the operations here, okay? Or in this case, so whatever the operations we have done earlier, we simultaneously convert them into the index value, and then from that index value we have performed the operations here. Okay, perform the operations here means we have performed this encryption or decryption in a continuous manner here. We perform the encryption and decryption in a continuous manner. We perform the operations in a continuous manner here. But in case of block ciphers, first of all, you will convert them into the index value, and from the index value, you will convert into the binary numbers here. Okay, so in case of the block ciphers, we will not perform the operations continuously. Rather, we will try to form the blocks first. Okay, for example, if I have like 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 here. This is the already converted binary number. So from these binary numbers, the combinations of this binary number, if I am performing the stream cipher, then I will convert or perform the operations in a continuous manner here, and then I will get the resultant binary number, and from that I will convert it into the index value, and from the index value I will convert them back to the ciphertext here. But in this case of block cipher, whenever this kind of continuous binary numbers are given, we will check according to the given the block cipher. What is the given block ciphers? According to the block cipher, they will predefine a block size. Okay, this is just like a brick block or a building, that brick block that we have used the brick blocks in building in constructing the buildings here. So like that one, we have a particular size of a blocks here. For example, a particular algorithm A, if this is a block cipher mode, then this particular block A will assign predefine a block size. For example, the block size is 5. Okay, 5 bits here. The block size will be 5 bits here. And if another algorithm, if it is a block cipher mode, and if also execute like the 6 bits here. So I mean, depending upon the difference in the algorithm used for transformation, the block size will be different here. If the block size is predefined, you cannot perform the operation in a continuous manner. Rather, you have to form the block first. So if I am considering for this particular algorithm A, what is the block size? The block size is 5 bits, so I will count 1 2 3 4 5. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. This is one block. After the first block, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the second block here. Okay, and this will be the third block. Okay, third block. So you just ignore this one. We'll come back later. So if you look at if you are using this block cipher A algorithm, maybe of any algorithm, I'm just taking an example. The block size is predefined. So we first in this given plain text. This is the given plain text. In this given plain text, you will be forming the block first. Okay, you will be forming the block first, and then while performing the operations of encryption and decryption, you will be performing the encryption blockwise. Okay, you will be performing the encryption blockwise, or in decryption you will be performing the decryption blockwise, one after another. First this one, second, third, and fourth, and so on, according to the serial wise of the block numbers here. Okay, so for the last one, so what we also told earlier, if the last there is always a cases in the last block here, if the number of bits is not sufficiently 5, then you can pad some dummy values here. You can pad some dummy values, and then you can make them as the full block here, full block of 5 bits here. So this is for the algorithm A, and if you are using a different algorithm B, instead of doing grouping for 5 bits here, you will be forming up to 6 bits here. This is the only difference, only 6 bits here. Okay, so you have to clearly identify what is the algorithm used and what is the block size predefined by the given algorithms here. Every algorithm in a block cipher will have a default block size. Okay, block size here. So this is called the block cipher techniques. So we have to perform the operations blockwise here. So moving on to the modes of operations here. Moving on to the modes of operations for the block ciphers, it is divided into five modes here: ECB, CBC, CFM, OFM, and CM here. So these are the modes. So according to these different modes, the operations will be different here. Okay, but since they are under the same block cipher mode, the similar procedure of grouping means from a given plain text, when you convert to the binary number, you will be grouping them in blocks here. That remains the same for all of them. That remains the same for CBC mode, ECB mode, and CM mode, and any other modes here. That remains the same. The difference is how they are operating after that. How they are operating after that means how they are operating in each and every block here. This is the only difference here. So we'll see them one by one, how actually the different modes work here. So one of the very important example of this block cipher mode. Okay, one of the very important example of block cipher mode is your DS algorithm or AS algorithms here. Okay, so we'll study the DS and AS algorithms later on, but one of the very modern techniques, these are called the modern ciphers here, or the cipher techniques. The modern cipher techniques are mostly the block cipher techniques, and the example of them are DES, data encryption standard. DES, so this is the DES algorithm. So by default, I told you, by default the block size is of 64 bits here. The block size is of 64 bits, and for the AES algorithm, the block size is of 128 bits here. So this is so we have already taken examples of algorithm A and B, but this is a real example of the block cipher modes. For the DES algorithm, data encryption standard, the block size is of 64 bits. So whenever a plain text is given, you have to form the block, and each block should have 64 bits here. Combinations of ones and zero, it should have 64 bits. But in case if you're using the AES algorithm, you will be having the 128 bits, means each block will be have the 128 bits here. So this is the case of the different modes of block cipher operations here. So let us see from the very beginning the ECB mode, how actually the ECB mode works.